In the case of a D.C. woman who's been missing for months, D.C. police have arrested and charged a woman in connection with the disappearance of Chyna Crawford. And we've been tracking this story since early last November, when her family hasn't stopped looking for her either. Now, 32-year-old Lashawn Washington, who claimed to be a friend, faces murder and kidnapping charges. This is according to court records. Washington is accused of abducting Crawford around October 24th with plans to rob her. About a week later, court records say that Lashawn Washington obstructed the investigation. Washington is being held without bond, and she is back in court next Friday.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. This is Talking Crime, and my name is Shnira. Today I have another story, but before we get started and deep into this story, don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe to this channel. Over here, we talk about domestic violence cases and missing cases. Today's story, we're going to talk about a young lady named Chyna Crawford. Now, before we get started, Chyna became missing October 23rd, 2023. Now, like many others, their family members get upset and worried. Chyna family took it into their own hand and started posting missing flyers and going on their own personal search, even though detectives and stuff were also doing the same thing. Now, unfortunately, they couldn't find Chyna, and until this day, they still haven't found Chyna's car or Chyna either. Unfortunately, they're still searching, but updates have been brought to everyone's attention. Now, a friend has been brought in and indicted on charges of first-degree murder and felony murder and kidnapping of Chyna's Crawford situation. So let's go into a little details about this case. Now, Chyna Crawford lived in Washington, D.C. Her family and friends say she was a loving, caring, devoted person, and she could adapt to any circumstances. She enjoyed life, and she was the youngest of 5 children. Now, imagine your youngest child going missing, or a child, period, at that. Chyna's mother became really worried and started trying to figure out where Chyna was. Now, it was said that Chyna's sister was the last one that talked to Chyna. And they also put on the GPS app that goes on your phone, trying to find Chyna's location, but Chyna's phone was turned off. So it just led them down roads that they had no clue of. Now, also, it was stated that they had put out a $5,000 reward for whoever had any information, and people just started calling and texting for no reason, asking for the award money or saying they had information and didn't. Chyna's uncle started China's uncle took to social media telling people to back off. If you have no information, we don't want it. And all we want to do is find our loved one, because it just started to get carried away. Now, in my opinion, I feel like the friend that they indicted was one of the ones behind calling in about the reward money. But that's my opinion. Now, also, Chyna was last seen on Good Hope Road, and they stated that some friends lived on that road. So that's probably why Chyna was in that area. Now, Chyna was also aged 25 years old. And when they indicted the person, it was around March 27th, 2024. Now, the friend name is Lashawn Washington, age 32 years old. People stated that Lashawn was on social media just bragging about how she was going to get her body done and she was going to be right for the summer and a little more other stuff. Also, they said that she had a brand new car. Now, it was several witnesses in this investigation that also said that they last seen Crawford with Washington. So the police is on to something. And of course, we know that because I feel like they wouldn't bring a person in if they didn't have evidence of anything. But what's really unfortunate is Chyna Crawford is still missing, even though they have indicted Lashawn Washington. They also said that Lashawn's child's father was murdered not too long ago. Now, let's talk about something real quick. Washington was really sneaky. I mean, she took to social media like she was this caring friend and she wanted her friend back. But then she started going into like not caring. Just kept talking about herself, bragging about how she gonna get her body done and she gonna be snatched for the summer. But it looked like the only snatch she's gonna get is in jail. Also, which was really, really weird, is Washington reached out to Crawford's mother. Now, Crawford's mother didn't say what she said, but Crawford's mother definitely said that Washington reached out to her, which is really weird. And it's also just like the Shaquilla Robinson cases and many others. It's weird. The friends do something and then start reaching out to family members. Like, you don't feel weird or like, I don't know, it's real sinister that you would take it above and beyond, do something to a family member and reach out to their loved ones that are desperately wanting their family members back. Now, Washington is now facing a lot of charges, and that wasn't her only charges. Washington also had another case before that she had to go and face a judge also. So this is not her first rodeo. And I'm not sure if Crawford knew what type of friends she was dealing with.
Of justice, words used by Chyna Crawford's loved ones hours after D.C. police announced an arrest in Crawford's killing.
Excitement, actually happiness. I was elated that they was actually able to bring her in and with an arrest and get her charged.
It was almost like finishing the last chapter of a book and going into the sequel of that. It's been a really long road.
On Tuesday night, U.S. Marshals located and arrested Lashawn Washington. She faces first-degree murder, kidnapping, and other charges. Court documents allege Washington, who goes by the nickname Tweety, and other suspects kidnapped Crawford in order to steal her belongings and money.
It's really hard moving on and just knowing that I have to move forward without one of my children in my life.
I wish her nothing but the worst. I'm not going to have any type of remorse for her or whatever comes of this.
Crawford's loved ones reported her missing October 23rd. An indictment says investigators believe Crawford was killed the next day. At the onset of the investigation, investigators said there were suspicious circumstances and police were looking for Crawford's Mercedes-Benz. 6 months went by, and it wasn't until Wednesday that Crawford's brother and mother says they received some closure.
It made me sad because that's confirmation that
Crawford definitely did not deserve whatever happened to her or to be friends with people that didn't have her intentions at heart. Unfortunately, this family had to deal with the empty thoughts of not even knowing if she's dead or alive. And the devastating part is they still haven't found her. It's tragic. And this family is not even able to heal yet because the most important part, they haven't gotten back yet.
Detectives around finding Chyna Crawford, and take a look at some pictures of her. We spoke to members of her family about what they're going through. You can imagine just the unknowing or not knowing what it means to them. And this is what they had to say about learning that this has been upgraded. Take a look.
My baby sister, I love you. I'll never give up on you. And I'll always go hard for you.
baby, I'm still looking for you. I'm not going to give up. I just need you to stay strong and hang in there, and we're going to find you.
Now, her car is described as a 2017 Mercedes-Benz with Virginia temporary tags 998859V. And Chyna is 5'7" with waist-length dreads. She's got braces and 2 tattoos. One is a heart with devil horns. That's on the right side of her chest.
Hopefully, Washington start talking so they can at least lay Crawford to rest if they have to. You guys, be careful who you hang around, who you think you're friends. The first sign that you get that you need to walk away, please walk away. Keep your locations on so family and friends can be able to locate you. In this case, that is exactly what Crawford family was trying to do. But you can tell that her service or phone was turned off. So sometimes that ain't even helping either. You guys, be aware of your surroundings. Unfortunately, this is tragic. But hopefully, Crawford family get the justice that they know Crawford deserves. Lashawn, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And most likely, you're going to get what's coming. You guys, don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe to my channel. Over here, we talk crime. Peace.